What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting to you from the D. Happy 4th of July to everybody out there. And I got to get to this Malik Beasley situation. I wanted to talk about it sooner, but I wanted to see if there would be more developments. There's been a few news reports that have come out about it, so now's as good a time as any to talk about it. Different friends have asked me, why didn't I jump all over this? Because, well, I'll tell y'all why. Game 6, Pistons versus the Knicks. The way that ended bothered me, and my friends all know it. Final play of the game. The Pistons have an opportunity to tie the game up and go into overtime. Beasley was hot. He comes down the floor. K draws, I believe, a double team because they think he's going to take the shot. He kicks it out to Beasley, and Beasley somehow butterfingers the damn ball. And I was like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Nobody reacted to it. They all just went on about their way. But that bothered me. When I went back looking at the replay of it, it just kept looking bold, man. Like he dropped that intentionally. Now, at the time, I don't have any like proof of this. I don't really have anything to stand on. I'm just like, how did he drop this, man? But I'm like, it's not me. I can say I would have caught it and whatever, but I wasn't there. So anybody can say what they would have did and how it would have went when it's not their scenario. So I went ahead and let it go. But then you skip forward to now, and Beasley is under investigation for betting on games and prop bets. Funny how that works. And this is truly tragic, y'all. You really don't get it. This season, Beasley became a fan favorite. All right, he was so instrumental in the season that the Pistons had. So none of us want to believe that he intentionally sabotaged that game or any games throughout the season, because this is the same guy that when the trade deadline was inching up, he said, please don't trade me. I want to be here. This is a guy that you could easily run into on 7 Mile because he hangs out there. So if you're a Detroiter, this is not something that you're particularly happy about, because the guy, we really embraced him here. But let's read some of this report. Malik Beasley, Malik Beasley seems destined to be the ultimate cautionary tale in the NBA. A player with $60 million in career earnings, with a massive contract on the table, managed to find himself so far in debt that his dentist was garnishing his wages, which may have contributed to Beasley becoming embroiled in an alleged point shaving scandal. So, guy was, according to this, $8 million in debt and was having his wages garnished. And bruh man wasn't even paying the dentist. Even the dentist was coming after his money. If this sounds like something so convoluted it's out of a movie, you wouldn't be wrong. So let's break it down. Exactly what happened with Malik Beasley, from a $40 million free agent offer to now potentially being out of the NBA. So what they mean by that $40 million offer is he was in talks because of his performance this last season. He was in talks with the Pistons to re-up. I think it was like 42 or 43 million for 3 years. I don't know if this was going to be the biggest contract of his career or what. I didn't really keep up with him until he came to the city. But that was a nice bag for somebody that was, essentially a role player on the team. So that just goes to show you that they really did see value in him, the contribution that he made to the team this season. Says a pattern of financial mismanagement began with a loan. A report from the Detroit News. Yeah, I read the Detroit News site as well. I don't have access to it on this phone though. But a report from the Detroit News detailed how Beasley's financial problems appeared to begin when he was playing for the Timberwolves on a 4-year, $60 million contract. Okay, so that was a bigger contract. But 4 years for 60 versus 3 years for 40, you get what I'm saying? He was going to be getting paid more money per year. Anyway, South River Capital, a private company specializing in lending money to professional athletes. I learned something new today. I did not know that there was a company that specialized in loaning money to pro athletes. They extended an undisclosed line of credit to Beasley based off his future earnings. While the amount of the loan isn't clear, we do know that in 2022, South River Capital was awarded a $5.8 million judgment order. Beasley had to pay back the loan, and this came after he made a payment of $1.13 million. Dang, man. It's not uncommon for professional athletes to take out loans based on future unrealized contracts, but this started a pattern of financial issues for Beasley, who seemingly had his financial problems snowball from here. So these pro athletes take out essentially payday loans just like the rest of us. Their payday loans are for considerably more money though, because dude owed to the tune of $5.8 million. That's just wild right there. More lawsuits mount. While the South River Capital lawsuit was the largest, Beasley was routinely taken to court over smaller defaulted loans and unpaid bills. You know, one of the things that I heard that he was being sued for was for his downtown Detroit apartment. Apparently he owed like 16 G's or something like it for that. So, you know, I'm not making fun of dude at all. Obviously, he was in a desperate financial position, so I'm definitely not making fun of dude. I'm just wondering, where was his money going, man? Who was he paying? If you're not paying for at least a roof over your head, because think about this. You working in the city of Detroit. You got an apartment literally up the street from your practice facility. You got to have a place to lay your head at, if only to go to work out of. So if you're not paying for the roof over your head, man, who are you paying? Here's some bullet points here. $650K to Hazan Sports Management for failure to repay a loan against future marketing revenue. $26,827 to Cairo Cuts, a celebrity barbershop in Milwaukee. Bro owed 27 G's in haircut money, man. Some of these celebrity barbers, I'm not knocking nobody hustle, but these prices be crazy, man. When they be charging dude $500 to $1,000 for a cut, it'd be like, come on now, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Beasley cut would be tight, but not 27 G's worth of tight. I mean, he hanging out on 7 Mile and stuff, and they was keeping him together, I'm sure, for much cheaper. And just, I don't know, man. Some of these celebrity barber thing, man, I don't really know about that. Again, not knocking nobody hustle, but I wish I would be paying money like that for a cut. It's not my money though, right? Let's see, $21,505 to the Stoat, a historic apartment building. Oh, so he owed more than that. He owed $21,505. It wasn't the $16,000 that I saw on a different report. So this is a historic apartment building in Detroit for failure to pay rent. He also owed $34,390 to Dr. Hassan Azlahabi, a dentist in Minnesota. So yeah, that's the dentist that came after him. The last debt to the dentist led to a court judgment to garnish Beasley's wages to satisfy the debt, indicating he perhaps didn't have the $35,000 on hand to pay off the bill, despite earning $6 million this season with the Pistons. That's crazy, man. To have earned $6 million this last season and you had to be sued for a $35,000 dentist bill. Ugh. In addition to these lawsuits, there's also an outstanding bridge loan from a firm in Florida which the athletes signed. In total, Beasley had over $8 million in outstanding loans and unpaid bills. Man, listen, this is why Unc is the way that he is. Now, my money is not in the lane of these tens of millions like what these athletes are working with, but the concept is still the same. If you don't have the money, you probably shouldn't get it. If you got to take out loans to get stuff, you probably shouldn't get it. All right. If you got to get, things on credit and whatnot, if you don't have the money, man, you just probably shouldn't get it. Like that's just real talk right there. On June 30th, news broke that Beasley was under investigation by the FBI as part of a wire fraud investigation involving gambling and prop bets. While he was not charged criminally as part of the probe, it was revealed that betting interest in Beasley's points began to explode in January of 2024 when Beasley was with the Timberwolves. So listen, I saw a game where he was with the Timberwolves, and I ain't gonna hold y'all up. It did look pretty sus. It was a few seconds left on the clock. Beasley gets the rebound. He goes running coast to coast as if his life depended on it to do a dunk. And at the time, I'm thinking maybe this is just for a career, what is it, a record, a career high, if you will. But now it was looking like that was to cover a bet, allegedly. We got to make sure we throw that out there. Possible involvement of Beasley's role is still being investigated, though there is a curious drop in production the players saw from December of 2023 to January of 2024. And yeah, he went from 12.1 points per game, 50.5% field goal, 51.5% from three, to going 9.9 points per game, 40.5% field goal, 40.7%, three-point percentage. So yeah, that is a clear drop in his metrics. Both Beasley and the Wolves had a significant drop in production when he was on the floor, when alleged interest in Beasley's numbers among sports betting bombed. In addition, he had 13 turnovers in January, which matched his combined total in November and December of the previous year. That's crazy. And we've seen stuff like this before, turnovers. Terry Rozier, his stuff was looking real sus, but I think it ended up being found that he did no wrongdoing. But be quite honest with y'all, I don't know how they came to that conclusion because his stuff looked really sus. Jonte Porter, he tried so hard to cover his ass, but it couldn't have looked any more obvious of what dude was doing. So the thing is that if your metrics are at one point and then they just have this crazy drop off, and then there's all this betting interest surrounding you all of a sudden, they're going to put it together. Now, I'm not saying that's the case here with Beasley, innocent till proven guilty, but it's not looking good right now. Fallout. Beasley was set to make big money in free agency after finishing second in Sixth Man of the Year voting after a season in Detroit which saw him average 16.3 points per game. Man, for real. The Detroit News reported that the Pistons were prepared to offer him a 3-year, $42 million contract. However, the Pistons rescinded their offer when news of the gambling probe emerged. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. The Pistons have acquired Duncan Robinson. They pivoted from him so quick. It went from them looking to bring him back. This news came out, and then bam, Duncan Robinson is coming to the Pistons. So that was very clearly the Pistons finding his replacement. So that $42 million contract that the Pistons offered him, that's dead. That's not happening now. People believe that they were just going to wait and see. They didn't take a wait and see at all. They may have said they were going to wait and see. I didn't hear them say that, but maybe some news like that was out there because people were parroting like, oh, the Pistons are going to wait and see. No, they did not wait and see. They hurried up and signed somebody else. The show must go on. Teams don't want a guy on the roster. I mean, this just is what it is. Teams don't want a guy on the roster that is being accused of doing any sort of point shaving. They just don't want to deal with that. Let's see. It says, as of this time, nobody has made a contract offer to Malik Beasley, likely pending the investigation by the FBI. If he do end up getting out of this and someone does make him a contract offer, it's probably going to be a low ball. And they'll be able to get it too. They'll be able to get him for like another one of them 1 year, $6 million deals like the Pistons did for him. In terms of all this debt that he has, that's not going to do him any good, though, financially. Steve Haney, Beasley's lawyer, was quick to point out that there are no charges against his client. It's a gambling investigation involving Malik. No criminal charges have been issued. It's nothing but an investigation, and Malik is entitled to the presumption of innocence, Haney said. I mean, that's true. I'll give him that. While Beasley is certainly entitled to a presumption of innocence in a court of law, that doesn't mean teams will line up for his services. The gambling investigation comes just over a year since Jonte Porter of the Raptors was banned for life from the NBA for placing parlay bets on his own team's under, which he participated in. At this point, it could take a long time to iron out what Beasley knew about the irregular betting on him, or whether the NBA will take action against him. I hope that he's not cooked from this, but it's not looking good. You guys know I don't be praying for nobody downfall. I don't wish for anybody downfall. I don't wish for anybody to lose their ability to earn a living, but it's not looking good here for Malik Beasley. And the city of Detroit is especially, I ain't going to say hurt, but definitely disappointed because the city really embraced him. What he did for the team this season, it was the shot in the arm that the team needed. He provided that 3-point marksmanship. Because Cade would draw the double team, this will open him up to drain that three. And they really thrived on that, which is why they want to do Duncan Robinson to basically do the same thing, if not better, for the team. So as updates for this happen, I'll keep y'all in the loop on it, man. I'll leave it there, though. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.